In news tonight, DPM Cooper confirms tourism numbers skyrocketed amid bad international press. The tourism minister also citing improvements to the national flag carrier, and foam leader Candy Gibson is speaking out on circumstances surrounding young Adriel Moxy's death. Details on these stories and more coming up in tonight's newscast. Good evening, everyone. Hope your week's off to a great start. I'm Adama Williams. It's certainly a pleasure to have you with us. Although the Bahamas did not begin 2024 strong in the face of negative press due to travel advisories from the United States and Canada, the narrative has definitely changed as the year concludes. Thankfully, strong action by tourism officials were able to counter that, and tourism numbers for 2024 have rebounded significantly. Tourism Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper says the goal is to make 2025 a banner year.
We've had a great year last year. We had a better year this year. So I'm proud to tell you that as at the end of November, we've already surpassed the 2023 numbers. So we're looking good. We had some bumps in the road. We've had two hurricanes, Oscar and Milton. And then earlier in the year, we had some other issues related to the travel advisory, etc. So we may not hit 12 million. But we're going to be close. I'm excited about the closing off the year strong and what 2025 has to offer. Notwithstanding the temporary times of uncertainty, we had great strategy. We have a strong team all around the world, and therefore it's gratifying. It's humbling to be able to lead the major industry of the Bahamas and to be able to deliver the numbers. One of the things we realize at the Ministry of Tourism is that it's not just building a tourism industry, it's building the entire economy of the country.
Many Bahamians and tourists alike rely on the national flag carrier for travel around the country and into the United States. Although their pilots receive high acclaim, especially for smooth landings, they have been under heavy criticism, particularly during a recent sick-out. Passengers complained about poor communication on rescheduled and canceled flights and insufficient compensation or food vouchers for delays up to 8 hours. Tourism and Aviation Minister Chester Cooper says we will see some big improvements in 2025.
I think there's Bahamas Air has legacy issues for decades. I think we are working through them. It's an airline that's in need of significant resources, and in 2025 we'll be applying strategies really to help to reform Bahamas Air. That's a big plan in the works. All right.
From the political arena, Member of Parliament for Marcos City and Leader of the Opposition confirmed that the Free National Movement has selected some of its candidates for the upcoming general election. In a recent interview, Pintard stated that a number of candidates had been given the green light for the next general election. He shed light on when voters can expect to see these new prospects emerge.
Well, again, we are moving steadily in that direction. We expect early in the year you will hear from more of those persons who privately know for a fact that they will in fact be running. And so once they get through the Christmas season, you'll see more of them and hear more from them. A number of persons have been tapped on the shoulder. They know what time it is.
How many persons?
We can't say at this time.
Pintard emphasized that more will be revealed in the upcoming weeks and maintains that the FNM is excited for what is to come in 2025. Yesterday, the man believed to be responsible for 12-year-old Adriel Moxy's gruesome murder appeared before the courts. Chris Ferguson, 39, faced multiple charges before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley. Those charges included 1 count of murder, 2 counts of unlawful detention, and 3 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse. Ferguson did not have a lawyer present, and he was not required to enter a plea due to the nature of the charges. A voluntary bill of indictment is expected on May 1st, 2025. Now, right after Ferguson's arraignment outside the magistrate's court yesterday, Candy Gibson, the director of Families of All Murder Victims, FOAM, called on the government to install CCTV throughout the Bahamas.
I don't want to hear no plea deals when it comes to this situation, okay? Because if CCTV didn't pick him up doing what he did, he wouldn't be here today. And so moving forward, he didn't spare 12-year-old Adriel Moxy, so he should not be spared. No plea deal. Put him before the court like they have sufficient evidence. I was told and I read that he was able to carry the police to certain parts of what he did, certain parts of the area of what he did. That's evidence. Now, I don't think they would have gotten the DNA results back as yet. Now, do bear in mind, that type DNA is not done in our country. So therefore, that has to be sent abroad. So once that DNA comes back and confirmed that it really is him, no plea deal. And I would say this should come to the media and the public as the worst of the worst. Because look what he did to that 12-year-old girl. That 12-year-old girl, Adriel Moxy, had a bright future and he chose not to give her future. There should be no longer a future for him.
Gibson says before punishment is dished out, officials should speak with Adriel's family and hear their opinions, then decide what is sufficient for the suspect. Gibson said this case should qualify as the worst of the worst to satisfy the Privy Council's demands.
So we need to put more measures in place now to protect our little darlings. Some of us as parents can't pick up their children from school, but let's be the team now. Teachers, you know so-and-so is staying back for an assignment or a sporting activity, then your job is to make sure a child get to and from the area that they're going to be allowed to participate in. We have to now be the village we want to see. Yes, it's good to have children participate in various activities in the school, but now we need everybody to step up. And parents, if you know your child is staying back for extra curriculum, please, and you know somebody else staying with your child, there's nothing wrong with getting to know who the parents is and reaching out and dropping that child home as well. Let's now be the village. Don't wait until this happens again to understand the outcry, the public. This is hurting, this is painful. That 12-year-old girl had a whole life in the front of her and this man chose to take her. And it's business as usual. We can sleep. I can't sleep. I don't sleep.
Ferguson, who told police that he had killed at least 4 other people over a 10-year period in Grand Bahama and led police to sites to provide them with evidence, again returns to court on May 1st for a voluntary bill of indictment in connection with Adriel's death. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us. More of the latest news after this break.